Hello out there in YouTube land, welcome to the OK Goodreview channel. And today guys, we have, well, you can see what we have. We have a phone holder. Now, a lot of us have seen the commercials for something called Cup Phone, where it's a phone holder that takes up one of your cup holders in your vehicle, which is possibly the most unnecessary accessory ever, because you can just put your phone in the cup holder if you're taking up a cup holder space anyway. It's not like that's some wonderful new device that's going to do anything other than cost you money. So this, on the other hand, is a phone and controller holder in case you need to hold your joystick for some reason. So yes, this is another unnecessary accessory, guys. However, it is Spider-Man and it is cool, and I found it at the local comic book shop, guys. So as always, support your local comic book shop. It does come with a micro USB cord. If I have one complaint about this, it is that I really wish it would also come with an iPhone cord. Largely because the iPhone cords are garbage and you need to replace those anyway, and that would be handy and convenient if you happen to have one. Okay, so we have Spider-Man. And guys, let's look at this warning. Should I make this the actual thumbnail? Would that help? With the current COPPA and FTC nonsense going around, do you think this would be useful? Do you think it would be believed? Probably not even recognized. Okay, so we have on the back here, it will hold your device while charging. So it doesn't have a way to plug a cord into this thing. We'll get into that in a second. You basically plug the cord in and it just suspends the device. And I'll tell you why I got this here in a second. So here's instructions, and one is to find a prime location for all of your friends to see it. This is my prime location for all of you to see it. This, of course, will be going in my office. You can also put other cool thing in Cable Guy's arms. Not just controllers or phones, smartphones. Not just those things, but you could put packaging, possibly. A book, a small one. So one of the, we'll get to this in a second. Sit back and admire and unroll the extra long cable. I don't know what is wrong with the people writing this copy, but something seriously is. So we have EXG, Exquisite Gaming, EXG Pro. They have a lot of these. There is one that I actually was debating getting for my iPhone or for my Samsung, depending on which one I happen to be around, which is the Incredible Hulk. However, these are not what I would say are inexpensive, and there's only so much that we can do. Now, here's why I got this. It's not to hold that phone. It is to hold my iPhone, because I have that in a separate office and I tend to pile papers on it, and it will ring, or I'll get texts or other business stuff, and then I will have to dig through a pile of paper to find it. So this one will suspend it over everything. So this is really useful in the context of having an office prop, basically. We have, you can see we've got this nice pillar here. The back of this looks really good. Classic Spider-Man colors. This honestly is a really good looking statue. I do have some minor complaints with this, and we'll get to this shortly. Some of the other figures, though, before I get too far into that, have their full figures. So there's a Black Panther that has his legs on there as well, which I think is kind of a nifty thing. But I love Spidey. Spidey has always been my guy. Probably him or the Hulk would have been my first favorite superhero, but Spider-Man was the comic I like to read the most out of everything. I love the old TV show, like millions and millions of other people. I mean, Spidey is just a really, he's a good character. I mean, I think he's very connectable as a character. There's been a whole lot written by a lot of people who are better than I am at explaining this whole, where their connection point to is and everything like that. Spidey is just, I still love reading Spider-Man. I've got a whole comic short box that is filled with nothing but Spider-Man. He basically has his own comic box. And given that I just started getting back into it last year, I think that really probably says quite a bit about this character. But Spidey is great. Even the newer versions, the cinematic versions that I don't love as much, still it's Spider-Man. It's still great. It's just it's not my Spider-Man, I guess is the way I would phrase that. But I still think he's cool. So you've got him holding his hands here to hold the charger thing. So I got this for a couple of reasons. The first I already mentioned, but the second was because I keep debating doing some time things. And I need something to hold the stopwatch on this so it can be visible on camera. And this thing will work really well for that. Now, there is one issue with this. You have to run everything landscape. If you run a portrait, there's no reason to even have a face on this. So they could have made this larger to accommodate that. But then again, like phones are getting to be the size of cereal boxes now. I mean, you look at this, that would add at least another probably 3 or 4 inches to this guy. And at that point, you have something that is, it's this much taller, so it's something fairly large scale at that point. So the base here is, you can see this is nice and heavy. Very durable. It's clunky. Very, very stable. It is very centrally solid. So it functions well as a paperweight. For what it is, it does that task very well. There's no weird plug-ins or anything. No cords coming out of Spider-Man, which would have been bizarre at best. So anyway, guys, you probably will see him in some content, just depending on how much you follow us, the channel related stuff. And anytime we needed something to hold a timer in camera view, probably we'll use him. But the rest of the time, he's just holding my iPhone. And I mean, it does nicely with that though. I mean, you can see the charging port is here, right? So you can just have it there. Obviously, you can have it charged like this too, but I don't ever use, like most of the time when I'm using the phone, my business phone, I use it this way. Timer, obviously, will use it this way. So I think there's some things that could be better, but I got this thing, like normally these are $25-$30. I happened to catch a sale at my local comic book shop, and I think it was about $20, and it's kind of pushing things, but this is cool enough, and it is for my office, so it's kind of one of those neat things. If you have a comic book fan and you're like, okay, what am I going to get this person for Christmas? This would fit in pretty well as a Christmas gift, I think. I think it's really cool. Like if somebody gave this to me, I would probably be pretty happy with that sort of thing. And if I wouldn't have stumbled across it, it's maybe the thing I would have suggested when somebody says, hey, what should I get you? Unfortunately, I saw it and I got it because my natural impatience when I see cool things kind of just throws all that out the window. But there it is, guys. So if you do have somebody in your life that likes comic books and they don't happen to have a really nifty phone holder display thing, this thing is super ideal. It is called the Cable Guys series, not to be confused with Cable Guys software, and it comes from EXG. So remember EXG, Comic Guys, and that will lend you there. There is other characters. I believe there's some Disney characters, possibly some Frozen or the Snow Guy, or there is, like I said, Hulk and Black Panther. There's other superheroes as well. So definitely you can kind of look through that and have your local comic book shop order it if they don't already have it, or if you can't wait that long, then I guess you could, or you don't have a comic book local to you, I guess you can look on Amazon. They are on there as well. So the bottom line here, guys, is support your local comic book shop. But there it is, guys. Our look at the Spider-Man phone and control holder from the Cable Guys series from EXG, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed our look at this, guys. If you did, please give us the old thumbs up, guys. Hit the red subscribe button, guys, if you have not done so already. I don't know if you'll have a notification bell. I don't know if you'll have comments. If those two things are available, guys, feel free to utilize those. Whether they are or not, guys, we would love to have you follow us on our Twitter feed, where updates to the channel are made in live and direct time, guys. You can also comment on videos there. If YouTube decides in its infinite wisdom to take it away from the channel, which you never know, guys. Things are really screwy these days. It is very, very possible, but you certainly will be able to interact with us on Twitter, guys, so consider following us there, guys, if you use Twitter and you would care to do that. Anyway, guys, one more time, Spider-Man, phone guys, phone and controller, and other cool stuff holder guys from EXG. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.